Alright, cool. Alright. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming tonight. I hope so. These are my classmates. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hey, I'm Ivy. I'm Jamie. Roshni.
And we're all in our Masters of Public Health program. And for one of our classes, our disease prevention class, you had to pick a health intervention and just pick it and target it and come up with an intervention to help with it. Our health issue we picked was childhood obesity, or preschool obesity specifically. And the reason why we wanted to pick this was because we thought about, one, I'm always here, honestly, with the daycare kids. And obesity is pretty prevalent in the United States in general. And the way that we measure it is by BMI. And BMI is your weight in kilograms divided by your height in meters squared. And usually for adults, the scale is from 18 and above. And a BMI of 25 is considered overweight, and a BMI of 30 is considered obese. So really why we wanted to get with these kids was because we know how important it is to have time with your kids at the end of the day and really spend time with them, and also to get them active and have active habits to keep up. So I just pulled this chart up really to show you, I guess, Georgia's adult level obesity. And so within the United States, we are ranked 20th with a adult obesity rate of 31.4. So that's just basic facts just to lay it out, but then I'll let my other classmates talk about it.
Yeah, so for our intervention, we decided to target our younger population, the preschoolers around ages 2 to 5 year olds. So we came up with this idea to actually target the younger generation is because we think that if we start an intervention at an earlier age, it can be carried on throughout the rest of their childhood. So with this, we also want to engage the parents within the health behavior, and which Jim will talk about later. We just want to help build a bonding experience, and also they will learn something and hopefully carry that on for the rest of their lives. And we're going to show you guys a quick video of how you guys can get involved and some facts about childhood obesity.
Transforming health, a new kind of care. Over the past 30 years, obesity rates in children have tripled. Lack of exercise is a major factor. Let's take a look. 1 in 4 kids don't get any physical activity. And today, kids spend 7.5 hours in front of screens each day. Unplug and limit screen time to 2 hours per day. Kids need 60 minutes of exercise each day. You can even break that up and still benefit. A students are 2 times as likely to get regular physical activity than D and F students. And kids who spend time outside are less likely to be overweight by 27 to 41%. Parents, emphasize activity, not exercise, and get active together as a family.
So, like it's saying, we wanted to focus on physical activity as our main thing we wanted to change. We know that, or not change, but implement in our daily lives. There are many factors that contribute to childhood obesity or preschool obesity, and that includes nutrition and technology use, but we decided to do physical activity because we believe that children should be active daily. And this is why we really want to emphasize the importance that parents have on their child's physical activity habits and how important it is to get out and be active, and creating this time period in a short amount of time each day dedicated to physical activity, and you just create patterns with your child that they will continue as they get older and hopefully continue on to adulthood. So, and it's like it said, it's recommended from the CDC that a child gets an hour a day, and we don't say we like the idea of splitting this hour up into 2 intervals, 30 minutes of physical activity each day. One can be done right after school and the other one right before bedtime. And then Ivy will go ahead and talk about our intervention a little.
So for our intervention, we want to reduce the number of the amount of preschoolers who are at risk of getting obesity or are diagnosed with obesity. And like Jamie said earlier, so the CDC recommended
the parents to spend 1 hour with their kids exercising, and that they recommend that to split that hour into 2 sessions. One is 30 minutes with high intensity activities, which include Zumba activity or aerobics, and Matt will show some of the videos and the charts of how those activities can be worked out.
So, kind of just summing it all up, I know how busy you guys are. I know you guys have a lot of stuff to do on a daily basis, and some of you guys have, work and everything. So I thought, my whole idea was, I know that everybody has to go home at the end of the day. Like, I know you guys have to settle in. I know you have other work you have to do as individuals. So we thought about, it's hard and wanted to get feedback on it. But basically, when you go home, 30 minutes, like before you have to go do work or cook dinner or just, if it was some time that you'd have sat them down and watched TV, like, okay, it was just 30 minutes for quick exercise. And the reason we really like this chart was, I know most of the kids in here are going out to spell their names or going through the alphabet. And this basically is just an alphabet, and each letter has a little workout. And I thought it would be pretty cool, like, tell someone to spell their name or a word that we're trying to focus on and be able to spell it out, and at the same time you end up getting a workout. And there's other various workouts we did find, but something that you and the kids can do, and obviously I know myself, like, I wouldn't want to do things too high intensity, but this beneficial to you at the same time too. It's like, okay, I'm doing it, I might as well get something out of it at the same time. So like we said, the first 30 minutes we thought wanted to be high intensity, like interval workouts and stuff like that. And then the second half would be more of after like dinner or like when we're trying to go to bed. I know probably like people running around, it's active, it's like, I just want you to lay down. I really do. And so we thought about, I know we thought about after basically what we want to do was, so say after dinner or right before bedtime, we take a little bit of time, and for some people I know that we could walk around the neighborhood because we still all live in the same neighborhood, but we also found alphabet yoga as well, still sticking with the same thing of just kind of like learning your letters, learning words and stuff like that, and just different poses. And it really just shows different ones. Some of them I tried, I'll be honest with you, a little bit more intense than I thought. But it was really like, I enjoyed it and I thought about it, and I was showing them the video, and we'll show you the video too earlier that we did it with the kids. I'd be honest with you, some of them I was like, I don't know if they would really want to do it, but we found a video that was, of course they all have their favorite shows and movies, but we found a video, it was a yoga video, it was from Moana. Like they have Moana, they have Star Wars, they have Harry Potter. And this is a 30-minute interval, basically, and it's this young lady, she does movies or stories.
It's called what? Comic Kids?
Yeah, Cosmic Kids. So the video, the woman herself is specifically Cosmic Kids, but if you type in like baby yoga or just like, they'll show you tons of different, it's not just alphabet based, there's animal based ones. So yeah, we were doing it earlier for a little bit. But yeah, I'll just show you.
Like that?
Huh?
Can I get an awesome
No, you have to. Like that really is what sells it at the end of the day. Let's see if we got it loaded up.
I'm Jamie, and this is your place for yoga, stories, and fun. It's easy. Just copy the moves I do and enjoy the adventure. Now, we always start in the same way, and that's by sitting on our bottoms, crossing our legs, and
Well, not to go through the whole video because we're going to try to keep it quick. But basically, it's just yoga video. This is 30 minutes, and it's anything they really want. And I saw some I got them all to line up, and they just did it for a little bit. It was the funniest, because I was just like, I turned it on, and I walked away, and I came back in, and Lana was basically like, we should try this. And she had them all sitting down, like, and I was cracking up because at first I was like, I've seen them all. I know how energetic they can be. But to see them like sit down and really go through the poses, and I do it at school as well, and like, it was, they were sitting down for a little bit and they seemed fairly calm. So that's really the idea, preparing them for sleep. We want you to go to bed, we want you tired, but at the same time, you're still getting that second 30 minutes in. And I think to sum it up too, it's time with your kids. Like, I'm 25, my mom hates me because she doesn't think I spend enough time at home with her. Like, it's this time that you want to spend with them when they're growing up. And it's like really like, it's pivotal moments with them, and they get older and then that gets away, but you created a healthy habit, you spent time with your kids, you worked out a little bit too, not trying to, not pointing anybody, I'm messing with you. But no, it's just fun. It's done. But no, it's just fun. And I think you guys were my inspiration, honestly. I love you guys, and like, I love everything that you do in these families, and it's amazing to be with. And like, I just want to help and give something back. So I really thank you guys for being my inspiration and taking the time out to be here with me. And I think the last part that we did want to say, just as like inspiration for the kids or motivation. So what we do was basically you have 5 days. We're only trying to work out Monday through Friday. So Monday through Friday, you have these hours. Break it up. If you can only do 30 minutes at the beginning of the day, or 30 minutes before nap, it doesn't have to be the full hour. But if you can get some time in, and kind of having like a reward system, like point systems. Like we spend 30 minutes a day, you get half a point. You spend a whole hour a day, you get a full point. And then building that up to the point where you can do something with them. So you want to have your favorite TV show for 30 minutes, we'll let you have that. Or you want, we'll go get a small toy. But then we thought to kind of also build the idea of saving up things and really motivating them to do stuff. The more you build up, the cooler things you can do. Go to Sky Zone, go to Piedmont Park, go to, what other things?
Joe's.
Yeah,
The hippo hop at Atlanta.
Yeah.
it was like, just like really still keeping that theme of being active. Like, we're not about to go out. We thought about dinners, we thought about movie, but still trying to keep your kids active and do something that you guys can do together. And everything was really built off of being able to do these activities together. I really thank you guys for your time and spending this moment with me. Last thing was, realistically, I'd like to hear your feedback as parents with kids. Is it feasible? Is it too much? Like, what do you guys think?
It makes sense. Mm-hmm. It makes a lot of sense because you do see a lot of overweight kids, so it makes sense to put that into a daily routine out of school. So I get it.
I get it. It can be tough too. Like that was the one thing I guess as parents I wanted to ask you because I'm like I understand how busy your days are. Like it's really tough to have to be like really take an hour out. It sounds like a lot. It sounds like a lot. I'll be honest. Like if every break it out, it's fun.
You just wait.
I know. And it's funny because I imagine even when we were doing it with them, I was like,
That's why
y'all
we
don't
recommend
realize how
splitting
crazy.
it up.
Yeah, I can see me doing 15 minutes with my daughter, but an hour.
And that was tough.
Not gonna happen.
I'm here with them. To get them to sit down for 10 minutes straight, it's like a game. It's like, let's see if we can get up first and start playing with that.
Exactly.
So I get that.
So I can see it though for 15 minutes in
Different
increments. Yeah. I can see it makes sense though. I like the little yoga videos.
Pretty sure her accent's fake.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
I think
This
so.
is all for the setup. She just needed to have that extra factor to put it out there. I feel it. Anybody else give a feedback?
I was just sitting there thinking how funny it is when I was little. As soon as we got home,
Back out
we were
Outside.
until it was time to go to bed. And during the summer, we were
Outside.
Out even longer, like
8 a.m. in the morning.
exactly.
Right.
But the world we live in, you can't just let the kids run around like
That's true, too.
That's the hard part about it for me. You can't just let them
Do it.
That's
like
true.
we used to do. We would run off through the woods or.
And your parents just knew you'd come back. It's like, I'm not looking for you. I just look down, like, all right, it's time for you.
at some point.
Exactly. They have to eat and lay back down. That was something too. I'll say that for me. I was the same way. And no knock on Jonathan. I just know that Jonathan probably I knew I was outside and doing a lot of stuff. I remember I had video games, so Jonathan was playing video games, and Jonathan is way better at video games than me now. But it's an interesting part of his life that he's they grow up with technology in their hand. I see kids younger than me, when I'm at work, flipping around an iPad a pro, they work at the Apple store, and I'm I don't even know.
My daughter, she has an iPad. I have to admit, she's 5, and she's on her tablet. She probably watched this. So,
And that's what I'm saying. All these videos I found were through school videos and being at work, and I'm I laughed at them initially, I'm not doing this. But then I was I don't know, it got their attention. That was the biggest part. Can you sit down and give me 15, a couple minutes of just really doing this. Well, I'm appreciative. You guys don't have any more feedback. I really thank you. You guys don't know how much this means to me. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, you're my inspiration behind it when I thought this up. I'm really glad that you spent a little time. We did have pamphlets, and we gave everybody a goodie bag except for Kyrie because he has no teeth. And it's basically the same information that we talked about earlier. No problem.
So I still eat, Matthew.
I know.
I still eat.
And I have these forms as well, basically.
We got some of them.
Oh, you got all of them right? All right, cool.
Yeah, I think we have
Get out my
So that is it, guys. I thank you so much. I'd like to give everybody a hug, honestly. I appreciate it so much.
No problem.
But enjoy the rest of your afternoon, guys. Hopefully it snows tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone.
Why are you hitting
I
me?
appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
No.
Thank you.
No.
I'm trying.
No.
I know. Hold up. No, I was like, all right, what are we doing? I was joking initially. Hold up. Let me turn this off.